Hello everyone, so today we are going to be installing Klipper on a maker-based MKS Robin Nano B1.3 board. So the weird thing about some of these printers is that they require a kind of signed firmware. It's not exactly signed, but it kind of is, so you gotta be careful with that. And I mean, it's not that big of a deal if you actually flash the wrong firmware. At least in my experience, the wrong firmware being the signed version on a printer that doesn't actually expect it, it will work just fine. It will just like not finish booting, so it will stay. It will get stuck booting. It will just show a message like this saying booting, and yeah, it will stay like that. One of the things we're going to be doing before starting with anything is taking apart the printer. You're going to be taking out the bottom part of the printer in a way in that you can actually get to see the motherboard. The motherboard should look something like this. It should say MKS Robin Nano, like this, just like this one. This is the motherboard for my MKS Robin Nano B1.3 based printer, and this is a clone or a rerun of the Wanhao Duplicator D12. Mine is just called Hellbot Magna 2300s, and it has been a hell setting it up, so yeah, it does check out with its name. So let's get right to it. First things first, we are going to be downloading the Raspberry Pi Imager. This is a very small tool that will let us get the microSD card flashed. You just install it, and that's pretty much it. Once you have that installed, you're going to be searching for Raspberry Pi Imager, just like this. Open it up, give it admin permission, whatever. And now I'm going to be using a thumb drive just to simulate what would happen if you were to flash the microSD card for your Raspberry Pi, because I don't really feel like waiting like half an hour for it to finish again. So we're going to make it like a simulation. So I have just plugged in the thumb drive. It will show up here. It did show up here. So this is the thumb drive. What we're going to be doing here is choose which kind of SBC we have. That's going to be our single board computer. So for my case, we are going to be looking at a Raspberry Pi 3. So we're just going to click there. And then we go ahead and select Choose OS. On the Choose OS section, we are going to move on to Other Specific Purpose OS. Click there, and then move on to 3D printing. Click there. And now we are going to be choosing Mainsail OS. This operating system specifically just comes with pretty much everything you need to get going, so it's going to be way easier. You can actually do it yourself. There's a script that's called Kia UH that you can just download this script, and it will just, set it up for you, and you can use whatever distro you want. But I just feel like this is the easiest way, so I don't know, it's up to you really. You can just go ahead and select Mainsail OS, select the only image that shows up, then choose your storage, choose the USB storage, select, hit next, and when you hit next, you want to have a look at the edit settings section right over here. Here is where you're going to be setting up your hostname. So set up something that you like, something that you will remember, because this is the easiest way to, just get to it without knowing the IP address and without having to log into your router. So it's just, for ease of use. So here we're going to be setting up a username and a password for the SSH connection. This is very important. And if you want to use Wi-Fi, of course, just set up the Wi-Fi settings here. You may as well just set up your locale. This is not that important, but I mean, it's something that you can do. And the most important thing here, in order to be able to log into the Raspberry Pi then later on, is go into Services, enable SSH with password authentication. Save your changes, hit yes. get going. That's gonna take about maybe half an hour, something like that. It varies depending on the speed of your storage medium, so just wait until it finishes basically. Now let's get back to it. Once your Raspberry Pi is flashed, you're gonna go ahead and put the micro SD card back into it. Just like this, you just plug it back in there. Then you just get your Raspberry Pi plugged into the power, and you are gonna have to wait. This is gonna take a while. This is gonna take like 15 minutes at least. So you gotta have some patience. Once Raspberry Pi is booted, you're gonna be able to log into it. To do that, what you're gonna be doing is just SSH into it with the user you put into the Raspberry Pi imager configuration. So let's get to it now. Let's do SSH prints at Hellbot 300s.local. If it doesn't work, just like you see here, what you can do is open up a new terminal tab here. Just don't log into the Linux instance, and go ahead and type tracert/4. That's gonna filter for IPv4 and the hostname you specified in the Raspberry Pi imager settings. It will take a little while, but you can see right now that the IP address resolves to this one. You go ahead, select, right click to copy, go back to the other tab, and now try like this. Instead of the hostname, we type in the IP address, hit enter, and as you can see, it works. Type in the password and you are logged in. Now we're going to change the directory to Klipper. This is where you're going to be compiling the firmware for your printer. Now you can just go into the repository that has been linked below, click into Klipper config, select raw, hit Ctrl+A, Ctrl+C, go back to the terminal into your Raspberry Pi and type nano.config, hit enter, and there you have a new file. Right click to paste the contents. And that's it. Now hit Ctrl+X to quit, yes, and enter. And there you go. And now you can just compile the firmware. Type make and wait. And that's it. Your firmware has been compiled. What you're going to be doing now is connect your Raspberry Pi via FileZilla. So what you're going to do is type sftp:// and now we do the username you have typed in the Raspberry Pi imager tool, add, and here you can type the IP address or the hostname. I'm going to be doing the hostname right now just for fun. Let's do the hostname I type below, add the password, hit enter. You're gonna trust this host, yes, and there you go, you're in. Now in this folder in my computer that's gonna be documents firmware, I'm gonna be opening Klipper out, right click here and download the firmware. There you go. What you're going to do now in order to be able to flash this firmware into your printer is right click the file, select rename, and you're going to be putting this specific name. It's going to be Robin_Nano 35.bin. If you don't name it like that, the printer will not do anything about it. It will not care about this file. It will only try to flash via the bootloader if it is named like this. So now that you have named the file properly, you can just go ahead into the File Explorer, grab the file, copy, and paste to your SD card. Once you're good with that, right click, eject, and you're good to go. Now, plug the micro SD card back into your printer and turn it on. Once the printer turns on, you'll see something like this. The printer will display updating forever. This is actually normal. This is expected behavior. What you're going to do now is turn off the printer again, turn it back on, and then it will stay in the booting message. Now it's time to set up the client. What you're going to do now is log into the web UI for your Klipper instance. you're going to be typing the host name or the IP address, whatever suits you better, of the Raspberry Pi it's hosted on. This is mine, so as you can see, it's showing unable to open config file. This is expected behavior. What you're going to do now is move back into the repository, click printer.cfg, get the raw file, Ctrl A, Ctrl C, go back here and go into machine. Here, you're going to create a new file. Name the file printer.cfg. Create it, open the file, and paste. There you go. That's the whole file. What you're going to do now is click Save and Restart. And once you do that, you go back into the dashboard, and there you go. Your printer is alive. You can now use Klipper all you want. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope I helped you, and please let me know if I missed anything. I'm happy to help, and I'll be reading all of your comments. So if you have any suggestions of what I could talk about on this channel, please let me know and I'll do my best to get that covered. And if this video helped you, please leave a like. See you soon. Have a great rest of your day.